Hi guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2, where you join me back at JCB in Rotterdam, where we just dropped off our job. And what I'm going to do now is go to the truck dealers, have a look at Volvo London, as I think there will be new trucks available to us. So that's the one we've got. That's the other one that was available at the beginning. That's the one I'm looking at. So Volvo F816 Classic Globetrotter, 600 horsepower. We've currently got 540, so it's an extra 60 horsepower. And if we trade in, it will cost us 67,000, and we've got 93. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll trade in my current truck. There you go. And there's our truck. Very nice it looks, I must say. They're showing us it from all directions. I think it looks quite nice. Quite like that. Sure on the colour, but I can live with it. Okay, what I do want to do, which I should have done whilst buying it and I forgot, so I'm just going to pop round here to the maintenance bit, because I meant to put the sun visor on it at the very least. Let's just go in here and have a look. Okay, so go to the upgrade shop. So that one, accessories, sun visor. Okay, so we've got a stock luxury there. Okay, I think that one might be the best one to go for then. It says we've actually already got that one. We've already got one. Is it going to add much having that? Possibly not. So let's just have a look at, so that's the cabin, that's the chassis and the engine, transmission, interior, paint job. Just have a look at what's available in terms of paint. I know I said I wouldn't have a paint job yet, but yeah, no, I think I'm going to leave that. Go back in. I'm going to put that sun visor on. I like the look of that sun visor. And that's all I'm going to do for the minute. We do need to rest, which is not the most inconvenient thing in the world, because if I just turn around here, there's a rest area just over there. Hopefully I can find some space to get in there somewhere. It's down the end here. Looks like this will do us. Yep, there we go. So we'll just pull in there. Okay, turn off the engine and rest. And then we need to look for our first job in our new truck. Bearing in mind, we are in London. So we're at London, the truck dealers. Ooh, that doesn't look bad. Let's carrying the same sort of cargo that we've just carried. There's another Caterpillar one which is exactly what we just carried, I think. We'll take this one. It's a different digger, and we're going to Stavanger in Norway. That'll be our first trip up into the sort of real north of the map. Of course, when we dropped off the other diggers, we dropped them off in Rotterdam. We're now in London, so it's not exactly the same diggers or anything. Just very similar cargo, basically. And so let's just drive up here. There we go, there's the gates opening. Okay, anything coming? No. Okay. So there's another discoverable around here. Given that we just left the truck dealer, we must be coming up on the recruitment agency. And we're going too fast. Slow down. That's better. Okay. There's the recruitment agency. Okay. And we now need to go left. And JCB is just up the road on the right. Typically we're in the centre of London, there's a lot of traffic about, but I think that has to be expected really. Gap coming now, so there's the Gherkin, as it's known, one of London's iconic buildings. The Gherkin, the Shard. It used to be the BT Tower, it was called. I don't know if it's still called that. You can see a number of large buildings that are the skyscrapers of London, if they call them skyscrapers. I'm not sure they're quite that big, but that's the skyline of London anyway. Okay, so we'll go in. I say we should better get in there. Okay. So, I didn't check how long this job had on it, but I think it'll still be available. Yes, it is. I had 7 hours yet. That bottom one was only 22 minutes to go. Right, so we are taking this digger to Stavanger. Stavanger in Norway. Which will be a bit of a different journey for us. There'll be a lot of new roads exposed, or explored rather, because we haven't been up that way. And just reverse back and attach the trailer and we'll get on our way. Given there's quite a bit of ferry time in this, we might be able to do this job all in one episode. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it's going. The other thing I don't know is how you guys feel about length of episodes. Do you prefer them no more than half an hour, 45 minutes? Is an hour okay? Well, give me any opinions on that. I'm always interested to know what people think. You do have to drive quite close to the gates to get them to open. But it's open, that's what matters. I'm sure quite why we're getting damaged driving out of there, but oh well. Right. We need to go right here, and again, a fair amount of traffic about. So clearly, the game puts in more traffic in London than you get in a lot of other places, which makes perfect sense. Need to go left here. It's an interesting coloured bus. The job is a bit different. Okay, so head out of London now. We've got to go up to, I think, Grimsby to get a ferry. What it looked like anyway. £30 mph limit at the moment until we get out of the city. We're still 30 at the moment, so get to a higher limit in a minute or two and we'll be out heading towards the M25, I guess. One interesting thing about the M25 is that Chris Rea apparently wrote a song while sitting in the back seat of a car stuck in traffic on the M25, and he called the song The Road to Hell. This is the road to hell, or words to that effect. And yeah, stuck in traffic on the M25, it probably feels that way. Okay, so here's one of these Promods signs. These digital signs, queues likely. Very likely, I would say. We're going on to the M25, but there you go. So M25 Cambridge Felixstowe. Not that we'll be going Cambridge, but well, we might actually be going Cambridge to get onto the A1 to go up towards Grimsby or Hull. Quite sure where we're getting the ferry from, but we'll see. Hull, I would imagine. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, M25, here we are. And we're going off onto the M11. So, that's pretty much what I thought. And oh, to see the M25 this empty of traffic. Don't think I've ever seen the M25 this empty of traffic at any time of day or night. So this is our new truck. What do we think? I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks nice. I like the Volvo interiors. I don't know why, I just really like the Volvo interiors. I just think they look really nice. I have to say, I think the colour's not bad. Could be worse. And eventually, once we get up to the sort of best truck available, then I'll be customising it with that plain paint job, which is my company logo, and should look even better. But all that's in the future. So we're at about level 10, so 2 trucks became available at level 10. We've got a bit more power than before. We just need to be a bit careful of speed limits because of that, but down here it's 60 and this truck is still limited to 55. I've not installed any mods that take away that limiter. I personally don't mind that. I think it's fairly realistic because driving around I sometimes come up behind trucks that have circles with numbers in them on the back, sort of 50, 70 or whatever, saying that they are limited. So yeah, having limiters on trucks I don't think is terrifically unrealistic. I'm not sure if that's the same in all countries, but I'm reasonably happy with that facet of the game, I have to say. I've never found that to be a real problem. Suppose the only issue is when you do the just-in-time deliveries, whether 55 in a 60 limit is quick enough to get you there in time to do them, because they are quite tight on time. So then you might need to be doing like 58, 59, 60 mile an hour possibly right on the limit in order to actually complete the job in time. I don't know. We'll find that out, and if that turns out to be the case, then perhaps we can do something about that limiter. I'll worry about that when the time comes. So our skills are building up quite nicely. We've got 4 on long distance and 3 each now, I think, on high value cargo and fragile cargo. And at some point I'll be looking to add beacons, probably on the next truck that I buy. And then start taking some ADR jobs, which opens up a whole new load of cargoes for us, like explosives and chemicals and acids. Oh, there's all sorts. So some of that could be interesting. Not the sort of thing you want to be spilling on the road. Not that you want to be spilling anything, but spilling a load of ice cream on the road would not be quite so much as an issue as spilling a load of acid, I would suspect. But I was once going on the M11, I think it was, and a lorry had actually spilt ice cream everywhere. It did make a bit of a mess. But ice cream's not really going to do a vast amount of harm. Acid, could that affect the tyres of the vehicles that come along there afterwards, and there's loads of highly corrosive acid all over the carriageway? Possibly. I think with the case of acid you probably get fire brigade out spraying it or removing it or doing whatever they do, I suspect. Okay. That's the A14 junction where I needed to be in this lane. Are we on the A1 now? Yes, A1. Okay, so we've done our little stint on the M11 and the A14 and we're now onto the A1, and it should be straight up from here. So if it is Hull we're getting a ferry from, we'll probably go up as far as Grimsby on the A1 and then across the Humber Bridge possibly, which I've talked about. I don't think this game actually charges you the toll for crossing the Humber Bridge, but in reality there is one. Only £1.50 each way, but a toll nonetheless. But I don't think the game actually implements that. Okay, so what's the limit to hit? Speeding offence for what? Are you saying it's a 30 limit? I didn't see that. Didn't see the sign for the 30 limit, I have to confess. I was just thinking what is the limit and was slowing down. And the next thing I know, I'm speeding fine for a 30 limit that I didn't even know was there. Okay. I accidentally turned the wipers on then. And I was trying to hit cruise control, believe it or not. So now it doesn't say it's 30 mile limit at all, it says it's 60. But the signs the side of the road say 30. So the now the sat nav says 30 again. Okay. Can you trust sat navs? That's a big question. Can you trust the sat nav to be telling you the correct speed limit? I'm not sure you can. Certainly in reality I suppose you can't, because the sat nav will tell you, if a road normally has a 60 mile an hour limit, it will have a 60 mile an hour limit on the sat nav, I would imagine. It doesn't, it's not updated every day because these roadworks suddenly appeared. So you have to keep your eyes on the signs, which is clearly what I didn't do, because I didn't see a 30 mile an hour sign back there. I did a bit later as we went through, but not at the beginning of those roadworks, so probably my fault. My bad. Oh well. Oh dear. So it's just as well it doesn't rack up points on your licence. I'd probably get banned. Put little speeding signs. It was an accident, Your Honour. I didn't mean to do it. Anyway, Not to worry, let's continue our journey up the A1. Hopefully without any further incident. We don't need petrol because, again, picking up the new lorry, we've got it with a full tank of petrol. So, nothing to worry about with that. I just like the interiors of the Volvos. I don't know what it is, I don't know, I just absolutely love the dashboards on these things. I think they look really, really cool. I'm a bit of a Volvo fan as far as the trucks in this game go, I have to confess. I don't mind the Mercedes-Benz, some of them look quite nice. Not overly keen on Scania, Renault or DAF, to be honest. Iveco, well, Iveco dashboards don't look bad. I can see that sun visor I fitted over there, that was quite nice. It depends what angle the sun's at, of course. At the moment it's at a bit of an awkward height. And the visor isn't achieving a vast amount, but there you go, you can't have everything. Okay, so we are coming up on a junction here. It's going off towards Grimsby. It doesn't surprise me at all. It's exactly what I expected. Seems strange to be driving on the left again. It's a bit ridiculous, but I'm used to driving on the left my whole life, and then in this game I start driving on the right, and it then feels strange to be back driving on the left. But you do sort of have to be able to switch between the two quite easily playing this game. I remember when I first ever picked up Euro Truck, having played UK Truck Simulator, going on to Euro Truck the first time I went across to Europe, oh god, I was on the wrong side of the road half the time. I suddenly remembered, oh my word, I'm supposed to be on the right hand side of the road here. Living in the UK all your life and then playing UK Truck Simulator, weren't used to being on the other side of the road. I nearly said the wrong side of the road then. It's not the wrong side of the road, it's the other side of the road. But UK is somewhat unique in our area of the world for driving on the left. Being the quirky, funny lot that we are. There aren't many countries in the world now that drive on the left, I don't think. Only Gibraltar do. I'm not entirely certain. Then that is a British protectorate, Gibraltar, so it's very possible that they do. Got a vague feeling that Gibraltar does, but I think there's a few countries in the world, but not many. So we're in something of a minority, us British, driving on the left-hand side of the road. Well, I don't think anybody's proposing to change it anytime soon, so... Anyway, in terms of cash, we've got about 24,500. Unfortunately, it's 9:38 in the evening, but with a bit of luck, this ferry crossing will take away most of the night period, and with any luck, the other side will be back into daytime again. That would be quite nice. Have more of a daytime run. But we'll see. Just going to enable the cruise control. 49 miles an hour, that's fine, in a 50 limit. And we will possibly have to brake around some of these bends anyway. I don't think we're going to be going around all these at 49 somehow. But be careful how far, I said before coming up this road, you have to be careful how far out you swing around some of these corners if there's someone coming the other way. So, especially like this one, which is sharper than it looks. Coming up on a fuel station. which we certainly don't need at the moment. And the other good thing about the ferry crossings is there won't be any need for rest time, because you get rest on the ferry. You don't get on the tunnel, as we discussed before, because on the tunnel you have to stay in your cab. On the ferry you can park your lorry, get out, go upstairs, do whatever. Something to eat and drink and a bit of a snooze probably. On the tunnel you can't do that. You have to sit in your cabin the whole way across, so that doesn't really count as rest time. And mentally, I suppose you're resting because you're not driving, so you're not having to concentrate on driving anymore. You sit there and let the train take the strain, as the expression goes, but the game does not count it as rest, or if it does, it makes very little difference. Then the tunnel crossing is quite a bit quicker, so anyway, we are fast approaching Grimsby, I think. We've got 900 miles to go to Stavanger, but quite a bit of that is going to be on the ferries. Got a couple of ferries to get, I think. I guess that's Grimsby coming into sight. I would assume so. Roundabout here, which we need to go straight on. Stavanger and Healing, can't say I know either of those. Immingham I know, Grimsby I know. Euro Park, not sure about that. But Grimsby I know, and Immingham is very close to Grimsby, almost a suburb of Grimsby. Can't say I go that way often, but I have a brother who lives fairly close to there, just across the Humber Bridge, so yeah, we need to go left here when the lights change. Not entirely certain why we have this thing in the UK, but traffic lights on roundabouts. The whole point was that the roundabout is supposed to help the traffic flow, and then you put traffic lights on it. And the old one about the highway code saying don't enter the roundabout unless your exit's clear, people end up queued all the way round the roundabout because the traffic light's red, and it makes it even worse. So motorway in front of us, M180 towards Scunthorpe. I know Scunthorpe a bit, but we are going the other way, and I suspect we're going to the Humber Bridge. That's what I think we're doing. Brigg Airport. Never been to Brigg, but I've seen it on the signposts. Been past it, but not actually in it. Lincoln's down there. I know Lincoln very well. Lincoln's quite strange. I was walking through the high street in Lincoln, basically shops, and shops either side of me, and I saw in front of me some red flashing lights, and I thought that surely can't be a railway crossing, and it was. Train went across the high street. Really? It's pretty unusual. I don't know many cities where a train runs straight across the high street, but the railway station was like 50 yards away. So the railway station is right in the centre, right next to the shops and everything. So obviously, I guess the railway line was there first, and then they've built a load of the shops around it, effectively. It was quite strange seeing a railway crossing in the middle of the high street. There was lots of local people just happily stood there, waited till the train went through and then crossed, and they didn't seem to think it was unusual at all, so there you go. To me it's unusual. Can't say I've seen it anywhere else. Trams, yeah, you have trams in Manchester and places like that. They run through the centre and that. But no, not train crossing as such. I mean, London, of course, you've got lots of trains, but they're underground. It's on the underground, so... Or metro, as some would call it, I guess. Doesn't Newcastle have a metro as well, I think? I'm sure Manchester has trams. Blackpool has trams, but they're basically along the seafront. They're a touristy type thing, really. Oh yes, train crossing right in the middle of the high street. Most unusual to me. But there you go, it's there. So this is the Humber Bridge. That's the River Humber, which I told you it was wide. And this is the bridge that you would pay £1.50 to cross in reality. And going this way, the pay booths would be just coming up now, effectively, just as you come off this end of the bridge. And around about here is where they would be. And you'd pay your £1.50, and then on you would go. There's a Humber Bridge Park or something which is just on the left there, but none of that's modelled in the game. Very wide river, the Humber. There's a sign there, Hull Ferries. I assume that's where we're headed. Don't see as it could really be anywhere else now. These cars just gone by. I had to bully the AI into letting me out there a bit, but okay, so we will continue round here, and I'm pretty sure we're heading for those ferries at Hull. We're going left up here, so the bridge is on our left, so we're sort of going left back past the bridge again. Under it, no doubt. Couldn't really go over it. You can see the bridge now as we come towards it. Very impressive it looks, you have to say. Very impressive piece of engineering, the Humber Bridge. So there it is in front of us. And we're going to be going under the Humber Bridge and into Hull. I actually drove up this way and bought my car that I have at the moment. I got a new car and went to a place called Sprockley, which is a little village not far from Hull. There's a fairly large garage there, and I bought my car there. My MG. Which I'm very happy with, I have to say. I didn't know they made normal cars, normal hatchback. I thought they only made sports cars, but obviously that's a bit in the old days by the sound of it. But no, MG3, it's a good car, seems okay. I've had it about 6 months now, I suppose, something like that. Oh yeah, it's that's where I got it from, so I had to go to Sprockley. Found it online and headed up there for a look at it, and then went back to pick it up. And that's about the only times I've ever been to Sprockley, and probably the only times I've will, to be frankly honest. It's a very small village. I mean, you wouldn't go there unless you either live there or possibly go into that garage, I expect. Right, now this looks like Hull. It looks like we're coming into Hull now. There's not much I can really say in terms of how accurate the modelling of Hull is. I assume it's fairly accurate. And this does look pretty much like a road that I've gone into Hull on before, I must admit. Into the 30-mile-an-hour zone now. Speed camera there. And a roundabout. But no red traffic light in my view. So let's just go round the roundabout. The one thing that has occurred to me is that there may be more than one option for where the ferries go. And I'm not sure which one we'll need, so I'm going to have to check. Let's just tick around this corner. And the ferry terminal is here on the right. This does look a lot like Hull ferry terminal. Very large airport not too far away as well, Humberside Airport. Okay, so before I actually look at the destinations, let's just see where it is we actually want to go. So we're going to be leaving Hull. I'm going to Esbjerg. So if there is more than one option, Esbjerg is the one we want. So let's have a look. Yeah, you see there are. I don't want to go Europort, no, we want to go that one. That's more like it. We're going across there, up to there, and up to there. So that'll be our route. Zagreb, Project Balkans. We'll get to that area at some point. Okay, so we're now in Esbjerg. Esbjerg discovered. First time we've been here. So remember, we're now on the right side of the road again. Right hand side of the road, not right as opposed to wrong. I don't think either driving on the left or the right is wrong. It's just that it's different the way different countries do it. But as I say, United Kingdom is in a minority. There aren't many, so possibly people from Europe who come over to the UK think they're a bit strange driving on the left. There you go. It's an individual country decision. I mean, we've been in the EU for many years, and about 40 years I think, and never changed it to fit in with them, and now we're leaving anyway, so it's the UK will continue to do its own thing pretty much. Which we're approaching a general election very soon. Again, there's only one 2 years ago. General election 2 years ago, EU referendum last year, now we've got another general election. But there you go. People will be getting voter fatigue. They can't be bothered to go down the polling station and vote, which is a terrible thing to say. You should use your vote. I mean, you haven't really got any right to complain if you don't, have you? But I can see some people won't because they'll just be fed up with it all. And for some will say it doesn't make any difference anyway who you vote for, so I said in an earlier video, I think it was on Flixbus, Fernbus Simulator, that the Germans call their town hall the Rat House. the house where the rat lives. So they obviously think all their politicians are rats. They may well be right about politicians in general. Who knows? It's quite funny they call the town hall the rat house, but there you go. First time I came across that, we were visiting friends in Germany and went out to a restaurant one evening, and I had this dish which was I can't remember exactly what was in it, but it was like a chicken stew almost. It was the mayor's pot, effectively, was what it was translated as. Very nice. It had something to do with rat house or something in the title. And that was when I found out that the rat house is actually the town hall. Or words to that effect anyway. Right, so we are approaching Herning. Not sure if any of this might count towards a sightseer achievement. I had a vague feeling that some of this does, but can't remember exactly where sightseer covers, to be honest. Speeding again. I was thinking this limit was 50 and it's not, it's 43. There we go. Okay, so at least that time I noticed I was speeding before a police car comes hammering up behind me. Right, I'm not sure which lane we need to be in here. I suspect this one. I'll move out. Yeah, I think we do. I think we need to be in this one. That was a good decision. Not that the road's busy, and it is 9:30 at night, but I don't really need to indicate it's just a bend. Just a very sharp bend. Now it is 50 miles an hour, and I can't really imagine being around here at 50 somewhere. There you go. Okay, so now we need to get out alone again. We've got a bus coming behind us. Coming by? No, not. Okay. You're letting me go, obviously. Fair enough. Can live with that. So, I'm not quite sure where the next ferry actually is. It's Shells or something like that it's called, I think. We've only got 349 miles to go, and some of that is going to be ferry again. So, whilst it costs us a bit in ferry charges, it does reduce the length of the driving part of the journey considerably, and therefore the time, and avoids the need to rest, because you're resting on the ferry. So, anyways, it's not a bad thing. Okay, so we need to go left here. I think we're heading towards Viborg at this stage. Viborg? 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 Not sure, one or the other, I guess. I think we're in Denmark at the moment, aren't we? I think we're in Denmark heading for a ferry that goes across to Norway. So 43 limit again, so we'll engage the cruise control and for a few seconds, but unfortunately there's a roundabout coming where we're going to have to brake anyway, so cruise control won't be on for very long, I'm afraid. Something I find useful on my car as well is cruise control, especially when you get onto a dual carriageway or motorways. In the UK they're both like 70 mile an hour, and because I go down to Peterborough quite a lot because my girlfriend lives down there, she's originally from Brazil, I drive down there quite a bit, and cruise control comes in quite handy. Gives your feet a rest. You can take your feet off the accelerator and everything else and just keep one foot ready to brake if you need to, and engage the cruise control. I think it's really cool. First car I've had that's had cruise control on it, but I know that's fairly common now. I think nearly all new cars have cruise control on them. This is also the first car I've had, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's the first one with automatic wipers and automatic lights and things like that, and that's pretty good. You don't have to worry about turning your lights off. Did I leave my lights on? It doesn't matter, they go off automatically anyway. As long as you leave it on the auto setting. Of course, initially I kept turning going to turn the lights off because I was so used to doing it, and taking it off the auto setting and then thinking, oh no, I want it back on auto. So, but yeah, pretty good idea. Amazing how the technology of cars has changed. Still 43 limit, I'm going too fast again. It's better. Now I've got to go left anyway. $70 kilometres, still 43 I would think. But I think we're coming down to another roundabout. And I wonder if we're going to discover Viborg or Viborg. Not sure how you pronounce it, but we might be about to discover it possibly. I'd have thought we'd get a discovery of the city for this. Yeah, there you go. No sign of anything coming up about the sightseer achievements. I don't think these do count towards sightseer. Have to check and see if I can find out exactly where that covers. I felt pretty sure that if you go up into Sweden, some of them come up on it. I thought it was it's probably Scandinavia DLC, so I think Denmark was in the base map before the DLC. It would make sense because I think Sightseer covers the Scandinavia DLC, Bon Voyage covers the Vive la France DLC. It would make sense that as new DLCs are released, then they release new achievements with it. It keeps giving you more and more things that you need to do. So Aalborg is down this way. And another roundabout coming up by the look of it. I'm not going to worry about cruise control yet, because we'd only be braking for the roundabout anyway. Now 20 past 11 at night. I was hoping we would get to this next ferry before it gets too dark, so that the other side would be back in the light and it would be better for video purposes, but it is now getting quite dark. Oh, sorry about that. If we end up with lots in the dark again, I really wanted to try and sort of have it in the light as much as possible, but that doesn't always work out. Best laid plans and all that. We shall see. Well, we've got another junction coming up here. I'm not sure it's a junction, or simply this is the way this bit of the road goes. If you couldn't go up that bit, you'd be going the wrong way if you went up there, so it looks like it's just, you simply follow the road. It's not so much a junction really. I guess this road ends and we're going on to a motorway by the look of it. Yep. Aalborg not too far away, 13 kilometres I think it said. Enable the cruise control at 50 now. We're passing Aalborg now. And Hirtshals, I think it's possibly where the ferry is. Hirtshals or Frederikshavn. It's definitely one or the other of those. I think it's Hirtshals. Not that I would bet that pronunciation is right. So my apologies to our Danish cousins if I'm completely mispronouncing all your city names. Looks like this one will need to be in this lane, I think. Yes, I think we do. Oh no, we could actually be in that lane. Well, we'll blend back over there now. Following my usual theory of not wanting to be in the left-hand lane unless it's necessary. Leave that for the cars. Courteous driving. Oh, that's tunnel. Tunnel effects in the game are really quite good. And this road again goes off to the right. Hirtshals. Pretty sure that's where we're going. Pretty sure. It's still 50 mile an hour limit around here. Surprises me a little that it's 50 round this bend, but keep my eye on it in case it suddenly changes. Don't trust some of these speed limits. Might suddenly drop to 43. You know my luck, if it did, there'd be a police car behind me. Okay, so how far is Hirtshals, I wonder? The whole journey has only got 240 miles left on it. And some of that's ferry, so I wouldn't have thought we could be too far on this side of the ferry. I wouldn't have thought. Don't hold me to that. So let's see. Nice to see Hirtshals appearing on the sat-nav, and then we would know we're none too far away. And we can get on another ferry. Don't think this video is going to be too long. Thanks to the ferry time, I think we will be there pretty soon now, so I don't think this will be horrendously long. I hope it's not too long for you. There's Hirtshals now on the sat-nav, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're getting the ferry, so it should be pretty soon. And I think the ferry goes to Stavanger, which means at the other end we literally get off the ferry and drive straight to the depot, which will be a very short distance, I expect. So hence I don't think this drive will go on much longer. I think we're by far through the worst of it now. And nobody's been harmed too much. Don't think any property's been damaged too much. My wits are still intact, which is always a good thing. I've not been scared out of them. I've actually remembered to drive on the correct side of the road, which is encouraging. Ah, yes, now I think I know this ferry port. You have to go right up to the very far end of this road, I'm sure you do. And I'm going up here too fast, let me slow down a bit. Yeah, I think you have to go right to the very, very far end And unlike most of the ferry ports where you just drive in and there's a spinning anchor symbol, I think on this one we might have to drive onto the boat itself. I'm not sure. You have to go right down the very end of this road. There's a maintenance depot on the left there where you can get your truck repaired. So I'm going to start braking now because this turn is quite sharp at the end here. Polaris lines, that's what we're headed for. I've got the feeling this is one where you drive onto the boat. Some of them you do in Eurotruck, and some of them you just drive into the ferry port and pull up on the anchor symbol as we did. Oh no, it's one with an anchor symbol. You don't drive onto the boat. Okay, well, never mind. What a shame. I actually like driving onto the boats. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe we drive off the boat at the other end, we'll see. Okay, so let's pull up to the anchor. Hit enter, and I'm pretty sure Stavanger is a destination on here. There it is. So that's where we want to go, because that's where our cargo's going. And where are we going to? Norskstein. Okay. Oh, aeroplane taking off the local airport. So it says the exit is round here. Round where? I asked myself. Is this one way? Yes, I think it is. Well, there's the boat we just came off. Impressive things, aren't they, ferries? Quite amazing with all the weight of all the vehicles on them, and I mean, you go into the bar, there's furniture and bar and there's shops, and then you've got the weight of all the people on the ferry. It's a miracle that things float, really. Technology is amazing. Mind you, it's very clever how aeroplanes fly, really. Oops. Looks like I've clipped that barrier slightly by the look of it. I just put it on overhead view so I could see what was going on. Come on, you should be able to get around there. Yeah, you can get down there. Okay. Yeah, aeroplanes really shouldn't fly, when you think about it. Pick up a chunk of metal, loads of people, luggage, everything else on it, weighing God knows how many tons and thousands of pounds of fuel alone, and everything else, pick it up, chuck it through the air. That really shouldn't fly, but they do. And they get bigger and faster all the time. I do think the technology is amazing. But there you go. So, well, there goes another one. Busy airport by the look of it. Is that Stavanger Airport, possibly? Has Stavanger got an airport? Somewhere fairly close by has, clearly. Perhaps we're going to it. Maybe we've got to go right near the airport to drop our cargo off. I don't know. I've no idea. I don't think I've ever been here before in any of my profiles in Eurotruck, so it's all a bit different. I'm going to go right here. Giving myself a bit of a swing round so I don't get stuck on any barriers this time. Oh, look at that. That was so much better. Oh, perfect. Nicely done. Okay, even if I say so myself. Right, where are we headed now? Saw Oslo on the signpost there. Capital of Norway, Oslo. Which is close to the full extent of my knowledge of Norway, but there you go. Okay, we head off this way. I've got cousins in Sweden. who I've been to visit on a few occasions. Lovely country, Sweden. Very high cost of living though. But then when the prices are that much higher, so are their wages, which means if they come to the UK, they actually think everything's quite cheap. It's all relative, isn't it? Everything's relative, really. Okay, so where are we headed? Because that was Stavanger. What's this place called? Norskstein. I suppose given that we're carrying a digger, we could be headed for a quarry, which would therefore be on the outskirts of the city. So that, I guess, is what we're doing. That would not surprise me. As I'm not familiar with this area in the game, or Norskstein as a company, I have no idea what it is, but I'm fast beginning to suspect it's a quarry. Which will be the first quarry we've been to. And now we've got our 60 extra horsepower, theoretically we could get out of the quarry with a heavy cargo attached to it. Sometimes with the lowest powered engines is actually hard work. Look at the scenery, it's beautiful. Beautiful scenery. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Hills and the trees. I could spend quite a lot of time driving around here, I've got to say. I think this is very nice. I find it quite relaxing, and driving generally, in reality driving can be quite stressful. Especially driving for a living, because you've got deadlines to meet and all that sort of thing. On Eurocup it's actually quite relaxing, which I think unless you do it, you probably wouldn't think it would be. So that sign pointed Stein, so I guess that's pointing to Norskstein, which is where I want to go. So I suspect this is a road that leads into a quarry. That's what I think. Leads into something. Oh my word. Be careful we don't go over the edge here. Don't want to go plummeting down that hill particularly. It's starting to look a bit quarry-like, isn't it? What do you think, guys? Is this a quarry? Is this a wood yard? Could be a wood yard, I suppose. There's lots of trees around, so it'd be a logical place to have a lumber yard. This is quite a long road, which seems to be like, you know, you can only get one vehicle down it at a time, so if something's coming the other way, somebody's got to pull over. Okay, what is this place? Well, you can't go in there. It's a quarry by the look of it, yes. Looks a lot like a quarry to me. What they're digging, I don't know. It looks like as we come over... Oh my word, this is quite tight. This one's a bit of a challenge. Beautiful view though as you come over the top of the water down there. I can see the parking area they want us to go in as well. Well, I say this is nice. Oh, I like this one. Bit of a challenge getting on some of the road. It's not too bad. I mean, it's just a bit different to normal, but it's nice. I like this. It's obviously a quarry of something. Stone. I don't think there's a lot of chalk around Norway. I mean, chalk's fairly common in the UK, but I don't think it is in Norway. Maybe it's like a stone quarry. But look at that view. That's beautiful. That is very nice. Okay, where am I going? Straight down here. I can see where I've got to drop off. Not entirely sure as yet how I get to it. Do I go left or do I go right? Oh, no, that's a decision, isn't it? I think I can go left to get to it. This is going to prove to be wrong. I see it coming. We got stuck again. Let's just have a look at where we are. Oh, we don't seem to be stuck on anything. Why can't we go around there? Perhaps you can't go round to the left. It doesn't seem to want to let me, do it? Let's reverse all the way back. And let's try heading over there a bit more, see if I can get round by going there. Uh-huh. Possibly. Possibly not. You don't want to go round there, do you? Let's try to the right. Maybe I'm just trying to go the wrong way. Put it back on normal view. Right, let's try and head round this way. Well, I don't feel very confident with this either. There's a guy standing there, and this looks a bit like the entrance, so maybe this is the entrance. Maybe I was trying to go the wrong way. Maybe it's like a one-way system. You go out that way. It's possible, I suppose. Be careful of your speed coming in here. Right, there's the parking space. So, do I need to go in here? Can I get into here? Not sure I can. I can try. I think my trailer's going to get through. Yeah, I think my trailer's going to get through okay actually. Just about. So let's try and straighten up here. I said deciding to go left would be the wrong decision, didn't I? Had to happen. Whichever way I went, 50% chance I was bound to get it wrong. And that is not straight enough, I don't think. So let's try and straighten you up a bit, trailer. This might be another one for an overhead view, I think. The thing says it was extremely hard to see. Well, I was supposed to be going with that, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just let's back to about there. Push it forward a bit. Straighten it up. Been quite picky about where I'm parking this. Oh right, that was close enough then. Went green then. Let's just move forward again. There you go, that'll do. We're in. Okay, that was an experience. That was a different one. Satisfactory. I deserved a bit more than satisfactory. But 26 grand. Leveled up again. Let's put that onto high value as well. So what have we got now? 48,000. That's not too bad, having bought our new truck. So that'll be the end of this episode, guys. Join me next time when we'll find a job in Stavanger and head off somewhere else. So in the meantime, take care. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Subscribe for more Euro Truck Simulator 2 updates. And I'll see you next time. Happy trucking. Take care. Bye for now.